Hello there. Excited to be able to finally show everyone how to assemble your new majestic rental marimba from Eden Prairie Schools. We're lucky at Central Middle School to have this new purchase and this support from the school district so that we can own these instruments and rent them out to people at a really affordable cost. $80 a year is incredible for what you get from this kit here. So this is the bigger of the two mallet instruments that you can rent. The first one is a 3.5 octave xylophone, and this is a marimba with graduated bars. So I'm super excited for the manufacturing of these, and then finally they've been delivered. And we're going to open it up and show you guys how to assemble one of these. Okay? So first and foremost, this has a handle up here and wheels on the bottom so that you can wheel it along gently. I have seen ones in the past where this has ripped off, so be careful that you don't put too much pressure on that. It also has these other handles on the side that you can carry the whole thing maybe up the stairs. Okay. Again, it's a carrying case. It's not a road case. It's not meant for lots of abuse. So we'll start by opening this up, and we'll see what's inside and put it together. Now, there's a double zipper here. It does need to go all the way around before that will flop open. Now, before we do that, we'll get these frame pieces out. It does come with a Z-shaped frame. Set those aside carefully. Now, we want to make sure that we're not going to scratch any of this equipment. This is meant to be in your house, and it's meant to be used by just the student who's enrolled at CMS. So if you have siblings who want to play, they're not really allowed to touch this instrument. This is just for the person who's renting it. You're not allowed to let your friends play it. You're supposed to carry insurance. All those legal statements are on the contract that you signed before you got this. So hopefully that all makes sense. Take care of the insurance part as best you can, and then take care of it. If you're going to have, a new pet, maybe a puppy, or some friends over, or some guests, it might be smart to pack this thing up, hide it in the closet or under the bed. The next thing you'll see when you open this up is the resonators. This is the upper register, or the flats and sharps part, okay? And the resonators simply make it a little louder. Now you can play on this without the resonators. That totally works. But the resonators make it a little more resonant or louder. So I'm going to set those aside. That one is for the bottom register. And then you'll see we can flip this over, and that's protecting the bars of the instrument. I'm going to pull out the cross beam. These just Velcro into place. That's the cross beam for the stand. Okay? And I'm just being really careful with it. Now, you get to the actual marimba frame. It's got some really interesting features. Excuse me while I kick this out of the way a little bit, so I have some room to talk. So this is the really cool design that they have. So this has little feet on it right here on the ends so that it can sit on a table. So if you have a table where you'd like to have this set out, you can. You could set it on a bed, but of course when they're on those, in that situation, you want to be extra careful and make sure that this is covered or kept from anybody setting anything on it. You don't ever want to set a book on it, furniture, items, toys. You want to keep this from being scratched. This is Paduke wood. It is a soft wood, that's why it resonates, and so you want to be real careful. It can scratch pretty easily if you use the wrong mallets, or you use the wrong implement, or something climbs on it, or tips over or gets scratched. So this is basically the frame right here. So like I said, you can set it down on a table or a bed. You could, I suppose, construct your own thing. But we're going to put it together using this stand that they have. Okay, so I think if you think logically about this, you're going to want this tube to be away from you, kind of this way. And then this cross piece is going to end up right there. So what we do is we loosen here, and that's going to come all the way off. And then this goes in right there. There's a hole that it can fit through, so that screw fits in there. Okay, I'm going to do a little close up so you can see the screw pokes through there, and then we're going to screw that on So this kind of handle nut will hold that on securely. Everything's designed to be finger tight, not hand tight or arm tight. You never need a tool for these, and so don't crank it down real tight. All it will do is strip the bolt that's holding it together. You don't want that. Same thing on the opposite side. You'll remove this plastic hand nut here. You'll put the bolt through the hole and then put that back on. And there you go. Finger tight, should be good. If it's making rattling sounds, just give it a little twist with your fingers. So now that's ready to go. You can set that right on there. However, it's a little bit low. So what we want to do is have our instrument about 2 inches below our belly button. So this is a good little measurement. Just kind of go like this and it should be up there. So for me, I will loosen this. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the 7th slot is where I'm going to try to gradually work my way till that's in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in there is number 7. So I'll do that again over here. Move this where you can see it. I'll loosen that just enough till that slides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Line that up and try to get that bolt in the hole right there. Okay? Tighten that with your fingers. Now, I suppose this stand could be used this way. Wouldn't matter. I think it's designed to go this way. Okay? Either way, this fits right on top. Just pick it up carefully and get those feet put into the little holes that are on top of this frame. You'll see the feet stoppers go right into the top of the frame there, and there's a hole for them to go into. And now you have this part assembled. Okay? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this one's too low. That's why it's not straight. There we go. Okay, now you've got the instrument. It's playable as is, without the resonators. But we do have resonators to make it a little bit louder. These are a little trickier to put together. So here's what I've learned works the best. You put the high end in first, and you go a little bit past, just a little bit past where it's going to nest in that little slot. And that gives you room to feed this part into these slots. You would have to be up close to see that. But basically, that's what we're doing right there. And it'll fit down into each slot, and it goes right across underneath. Same thing for this one. Go a little bit past that. It's a little easier with 2 people probably. But just far enough past where I can get this to fit in. Need to go a little farther. Work this in. You might have to push a little bit to get that in there. And then that fits in that slot, and this fits into this slot. Okay? So, front slot and the back slot. Now you have a resonator. The bars sometimes come up a little bit. You can see that they pop out of their little holders that hold the string going across the ropes. You can just push them back down in. You'll see how it works. Those can sometimes pop off. Probably the first thing to get damaged would be those little holders. And we have some extras of those. If you do break one, let us know. So now it's a little bit louder. You're ready to go. When you put it away, you would just do the opposite. You would take off the resonators first, take the keyboard frame off, disassemble the frame, put it back in the bag, and it's ready to roll. Hope that helps everybody. We're really excited to have everybody taking great care of these. These have been 24 years in the making, so let's make sure that they're taken care of so they last us 24 years into the future when we make our next purchase of them. Thank you so much for watching the video. Happy practicing.